guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. Today I thought I would do a mid-month wrap-up because I'm trying to read so many books this month. So instead of doing, what do you think? What are you doing, girl? Instead of doing a super long video at the end, I thought I would kind of break it up a little bit. So far I've read 4 books. My goal was to get through book 3 of the Harry Potter series, but I didn't quite make that. I just finished book 2 basically just now, but I still have time, so I feel okay about it. So the first book I finished was this book that I still can't pronounce, Scythe, I don't know. So it was so good. I'm really happy I read this. It took me a while to get into it just because I had so much going on. Hi, I love you. Just because I had so much going on, I kind of started it and then didn't have any time to read, and then finally just delved into it. It was I can't recommend this book enough. And there's a sequel called, I think it's called The Thunderhead, which I definitely have on my shelf somewhere. And I'm kind of upset I didn't put that on my TBR for this month because I wanted to read it right away. But it's basically about this world that has no death. Everyone's immortal, but to keep the population controlled, they have these Scythes that will kill people, and they have a certain quota they have to adhere to every term. I think they meet 3 times a year, and they get reprimanded if they don't meet their quota, and they have to do different they have to do a diverse group of people. It can't be all rich people or all poor people or all white people or all black people. It has to be, they have to really distribute it somewhat evenly. And basically in this book there is this man who is a Scythe, and he takes on 2 young apprentices because they showed I guess a lot of valor in their everyday life, and he basically makes them his apprentice. But there are a bad group of them in this whole world who are more evil, and they basically are kind of it's a bit of a war right now. And I don't want to ruin anything because it's so good and I want everybody to read it, but basically it ends really well. The ending was very satisfying, and I'm super excited for the second book. I would give this a 9 out of 10. It was just it really, I wanted to know what was happening. I loved all the characters. I thought it was really well laid out, and I'm super excited to read the next book. Yeah, it was morbid in the best way. I was really into it. The next book I read was The Cheerleaders by Kara Thomas, and I was I don't know why, I saw a few people talk about this book, and I don't know why this cover really intrigued me. I don't know, I was really into it for some reason. I just found it to be a very interesting story, and I read this I think in 2 days. I flew through it. It was really good. It's basically about there's a group of cheerleaders, and they're all murdered 5 years ago, and then one of their younger sisters is in high school, and there's just a bunch of crazy stuff happening again, and she basically is trying to unearth what happened to all these cheerleaders all those years ago. And I thought I knew who the killer was, and I was wrong, and I'm usually really good at guessing, especially for young adult books. But it was kind of once it was revealed, I was oh yeah, obviously that's why that whole thing started. I don't want to ruin who it is because I think it's a really good book as well, and I think I recommend it to everybody. But basically the only complaint I have 2 complaints. One is that it seems as though this book was set in New York, but then there was a few scenes where they were going to a college that was in Orange County. And I don't know if there's an Orange County in New York, but I always think of California Orange County. And it happened twice that they went to this school, and I was why was this not fixed? Or I think I just always relate Orange County to California. So maybe there is an Orange County in New York and I didn't realize it, but there was a couple scenes at Orange County Community College, and I was just like, that's weird. And so that was just annoying because I wasn't sure geographically where we were. And then the only other annoying thing about this book, so it kind of the other thing was, so it was 5 girls who were killed, and it kind of all pieced together in a way, but they kept alluding to the fact that it was all related. These girls were killed, and it wasn't at all. Like 2 girls were killed. I mean, I guess I'm kind of ruining it, but like I won't say why. But 2 girls were killed for one reason, and then 2 girls were killed in another kind of thing, and then another girl was killed for like another reason, and it was a little unsatisfying how that kind of played out. I don't know, I would have liked it to all have been related, but I guess it kind of tied all this stuff together, which it made sense. But like, I really give this book like an 8 out of 10. It was really enjoyable to read. I did want to know what was going to happen. Like, it was definitely a page turner, and I highly recommend it. And now I have gotten into the Harry Potter books, and I forgot that I read these legit when I was a child, because I was like, I'm just flying through this book, and I'm like, oh yeah, because I read this when I was like 10. Of course I'm flying through these books that children could read. But I love them so much. I forgot, I haven't read them, like, I feel like I just read them as they came out all those years ago, and then just hadn't picked them up again since. So like, rereading them has been really delightful. Like, I started reading this first one, like halfway through I was like, this is just magical. Like, these books are so good. Like, I totally forgot just how much I enjoyed them, and I do remember thinking, hi, I know, I'm sorry. I do remember thinking, like, when I was younger, I felt like the Chamber of Secrets and the Goblet of Fire were my favorites when I was younger. So I'm interested to see if that holds up for me. I feel like it was because when I was younger, I didn't like how dark the books got. Like, because I feel like this is like very light and fluffy and like, and sweet and feel good. And like, there's the, you know, standoff with the Voldemort kind of at the end, but it's very light, and he's not even like a real person yet, and everything's like all good at the end. And then at this book it gets like the teeniest bit creepier, because in the Chamber of Secrets it's the like this big serpent is like going through the pipes in the castle walls, and he kind of comes face to face with Tom Riddle from his diary, like the memory of him, and like that was like kind of creepy, and I feel like I really liked it because it was like on that like next level creepiness, but it wasn't you know, like super scary or anything, but it was very interesting and kept me super intrigued when I read it. And this time, like, I like remember it all vaguely, but I was like, oh, I don't remember how it all pieced together, how it did. So it was like good, just good the second time around for me. So I really enjoyed this. And then tonight I'm gonna start on the 3rd book, Prisoner of Azkaban. Hey. I have a pretty long night of reading ahead of me. I don't have much else that I have to do, so that'll be fun. And I'm just like really excited that I restarted the Harry Potter books. I mean, they're not the most Christmassy books. There's just like a mention of Christmas in, well, at least in these 2 there was, but I kind of did it for that reason, and because like the movies always came out in theaters like around Christmas. So you're so cute. So I'm happy I chose to read these, and I think they'll be a really good read for when I'm home for the holidays as well. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and if you guys have read, I mean, if you guys, I think almost everyone's like read the Harry Potter books, I feel like, but let me know what you think. And also these books, I was so excited that I read them. It was such a great way to start off this month because they were both so good. I feel like I've been reading a lot of rather disappointing books, especially from the young adult genre. I've not been like super impressed with the choices I've made thus far this year, so these books were really good, and I'm really excited that I read them. So let me know if you read these and what you thought of them. And that's about it. As always, subscribe below and hit the notification bell, and I'll see you next time.